and if all the clubs, all the teams will have those people or those age playing with a senior team, it will go a long way for the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League.
Talking about the quality in the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League, it has not been a very good start for perennial champions Halifax ladies. Obviously, they lost most of their players, and so the team has regrouped and building the process. We've also seen an explosive start from the likes of Jonina ladies, who are yet to lose a game, together with Ghana Army ladies, who are also yet to lose a game. How long will it take for the momentum to catch on in terms of the fans?
Well, the fans, even the national team is struggling. The last time the Black Queens played at the Accra Sports Stadium, the FA and the ministry, they did a lot of work campaigning for fans to come to the Accra Sports Stadium and work or support them. I think as maxtv is showing these matches, some of these matches, the love will surely come. But then we are pleading that wherever you are, make your way to any women's venue closer to you. Go and watch the game, support them. We cannot do that alone. At club level, what's the club? They have to also work hard, get their fan base to the stadium. It's a Saturday, it's a weekend, sometimes on a Friday, on a Saturday, we can get them. We can also involve the schools around us to also come and support our women, because you don't know, the next player, the next defender, the next striker might be a supporter out there.
So there are a lot of expectations ahead of this particular games. Of course, there are other teams playing in the southern zone of the Women's Premier League. Our concentration is here from the Accra Hearts of Oak Pobiman complex, where the host Oak Ladies are welcoming Halifax Queens to an all-important game. And again, ahead of the match, both coaches are looking forward to it with high expectations. Coach Dora Zuta gives us the awareness and the belief that it is a one step at a time process, and that she is guiding the team from one game to the other. They lost their first match, they won their second match, and she believes that the status quo will continue. Oak Ladies, Mercy Tego Kwaku believes that yes, she has the talent in the team, very natural talent, she said, and the girls are good in her own very words. It is up to how, or it is left with how they can transform the goodness on the field of play into getting goals. So we're expecting a couple of goals in today's game. Wherever you're watching us, many thanks for joining us. This is the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League's match day 3 of asking already, and the teams are giving clear indications and signals that it is going to be a very, very tough season for the teams. We have also seen performances from the likes of the debutants, especially Oak Ladies. We are going to be seeing here today. They are not going to be mere pushovers, because they've come in with a lot of promise and they've come in with a lot of support as well. There are other teams who are also being heavily supported by their management. A few of them have some kind of sponsorship and support. Samatex Ladies lead in that regard, and they have also showed that they've got some very good players. We saw last week how they played against the Halifax Queens. Luck was just not on their side. But for this morning's game, it is Halifax Queens taking on Oak Ladies here. We saw a brilliant game from Halifax Queens. Talk about the goalkeeper Sonia. She's in some fantastic form for Halifax Queens, and she probably would be the target of all the shots on goal and from different angles. Let's see whether today she can live high. But after match day 3, would you say that there has been some individual brilliance that you've seen, especially from the matches that we've carried here at maxtv?
Yes, if you look at the Army captain winning the MVP for their game against Police Ladies, she did so well. And then Sonia, as we have been saying, she also did well against Samatex Ladies. We are yet to see the debutants and their new players. Some of the players, it is their first time playing the Women's League. So I believe that at the end of the first round, we will have potentials for the national team, which it will make the work of Kemlas easier for him to do selection and also include our local players. But I have seen potentials, and I hope our viewers out there or any follower of the Women's League also have seen a few, that we are all tracking such individuals or players, and hopefully we'll see clubs outside coming in, buying players from the Women's Premier League.
We're talking about Kim Lars Bjorkegren, that's the head coach of the Black Queens. He will not be the only one who would be the beneficiary, because we've got a younger generation of talent, raw talent here, and of course our national under-20s and our national under-17 teams, the coaches as it were, can also benefit from the young talent dotted around the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League, both northern and southern zones.
Yeah. Well, the gospel is on. They keep engaging coaches and club owners, as the FA have been doing. So if you're a club owner and then you get such training for your coaches, your technical staffs, I believe that you don't have to sleep over it. When you go back, you have to take the girls through the training, engage them. And I love the fact that all the coaches, they have junior staffs under them, giving them that training, because tomorrow if they are not there, they will have to take up that job, and they are doing fantastic. Mercy Tego, when she when she picked Berry Ladies, they were not performing, but she shaped the team and grouped them, even though she left, and then we've seen them going out of the Women's League. But I believe that she did a good job there with them. We've seen Coach Yusuf Basigri, and we've seen Epiphany Coach Nana Adakwa. He was coaching Ampem Dakwa.
Yeah.
He did well, so he's back in the southern zone. We are yet to see him coach Epiphany Warriors, but you could see that tactically all the coaches are working to get good results.
Tactically, the coaches are up to the task, and of course, despite the fact that we've got whipping girls or the whipping female teams in the various groupings, it is still early days yet to conclude that those who are winning their matches will go all the way and those who are losing will drop all the way. But the coaches have this opportunity to fine-tune and shape the teams and put them in such readiness that when the going gets tough, they also will get going. We've seen the Army ladies, and a lot of people are not surprised at the output of Army ladies, because they said it right from the onset on match day one that they are picking the 3 points in every match they play, home and away. They've played 2 games already. They have won those 2 games comfortably, I might add, and so it puts them in good stead for a continuous production of a brilliant performance. Talking about the Army ladies, defending champions Police ladies have not fared too well. It's been a 50-50 balance for them so far, winning their first game by 4 goals and then losing that crunch game, that Sessa game against Army ladies. They lost by a painful 0-1 angled. Police ladies will be in action this weekend. Army ladies are also in action this weekend. They are traveling, and then the other teams are also set to lay claim to some 3 vital golden undiluted points. And these are the things that make the Women's Premier League, sponsored by Malta Guinness, all the more exciting. Every match day brings a surprise, it brings an effort, and it brings a warranted support, especially from those who will be watching the games. Our viewers have another opportunity to see what we've been talking about every day. Oak Ladies, Halifax Queens, first 45.
First 45, I am seeing Halifax Queens winning the first 45, because they love to run in the first 45 minutes. They love to do a lot of long balls. If it worked for them like it worked at Teshi McDan, then they are going to have the first goal. I'm yet to watch Oak Ladies in the Premier League. Like I said, I watched them at Senya Breku, where they play to qualify into the Women's League. So I'm yet to watch them in the Women's League. So I believe that if they work hard, they can beat the defense of Halifax Queens and also beat Sonia to get the first goal. But it's a win for Halifax Queens this 45 minutes.
All right, so a first 45 minutes, and Nanajua Kofi believes that it could be a first 45 minutes for the visitors. And I'm sure she's basing her thoughts on what we saw a couple of days ago on match day 2, when Halifax Queens invited Samatex ladies to the nation's capital, Accra, into the Teshi McDan Park, and they taught them a lesson or two. But that notwithstanding, Oak Ladies have also put in some kind of effort and determination. They may not have won a match as yet, but at least they've picked up a point by the kind courtesy of a draw, and then one painful narrow loss just a couple of days ago against Lady Strikers. And so there is still hope and there's still light at the end of the tunnel. There's hope for the future, and these young girls believe that when given the fluidity, the flexibility and the regularity of playing on match days, week in, week out, it rather strengthens their resolve, and then it's supposed to also bring something back out of them. One name that is significant and synonymous with women football when it comes to the women's league or women football is the owner of Hazaka's ladies, Uncle Nab, we call him, and news has it that Uncle Nab is now associated with Halifax Queens, and so we should see that magic touch that the ladies from Hazaka's applied once upon a time over the last couple of seasons, and we might have new names springing up in terms of holders of either the FA Cup for the women or the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League. How tougher and tougher are we expecting the league to be, bearing in mind that these young ladies or these teams would also have to go through the same process the men go through, playing both the league and the FA Cup?
Now there is TV coverage, so the players, they have it at the back of their minds that whatever you are doing on the field of play, it is being carried live for everyone to see. So when you are playing, you are not only playing to the few spectators that you see around or your coaches, but you are playing to the whole world for them to see. So there should be a justification if a journalist or a media person is campaigning for a particular player to be added or included in the national team. So these are some of the works that makes it tougher for these players. The moment you said this player is good in the southern zone, someone in the northern zone is doing the same thing with the same numbers or the stats you are using to rate such player. Yeah. That is how tough the journey is going to be. So all the players, the coaches, now we have the coach of the month, the player of the month, all these things makes the league lively, and then those who are following it are interested in some of these things. Over the weekend we had people talking, or they were against the team of the week, why Sonia was not part of the team of the week. These and many more are the pressures that the people around the league board will be facing in the couple of days to come.
Well, the Ghana Football Association has made it clear that they are going to be developing the game from all facets and at all levels. And at the just ended Central Regional Congress of the Ghana Football Association, it was reiterated that the women will receive a lot of support, especially for this season, not only for the Premiership level, but for the Division 1 and the lower levels as well. And let's spare a thought to talk about it. Some of these players we'll be seeing here performing today all came from the lower levels of women football, but clearly it also shows that it shows us that when we extend a hand in terms of support towards the development of the base clubs, as it were, they are the bedrock of us producing the talent that we want to see at the national level.
Well, the struggle is real and it's not easy. I am wondering how many people will journey from the central part of Accra to come to Pobiman to watch this interesting game. So it is not a tax on only the FA, but at the club level and then the community base. Now Pobiman will be having people visiting their town or the community just to watch football. That is how powerful the women's league is, or how privilege the women's league is getting now. So at the club level, whether Division 1, start the campaign now. People need to know that there is a match going on here or there. Yeah. So the publicity is also a part that it will help to grow the game.
Okay. All right. Well, a lot of the talking has been done. It's now time for the action. So we're switching onto the field of play, where Oak Ladies are ready to defend what they have to defend against Halifax Queens, who believe that they are going to continue the good work they did from match day 2. First 45 minutes coming up, we cross over to Nana Yao Techi and of course Esther Abankwa, who will walk us through the first 45 minutes. We'll see you again at halftime.
Day 3 of the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League, a decisive contest where debutants Oak Ladies will be hoping to get their first win in the top tier of women's football in Ghana. This morning they lock horns against Halifax Queens. Good morning and welcome to Pobiman Complex in Accra. I'm Esther Abanko. I'll be doing this alongside Nana Yao. So it's a huge game at hand. Oak Ladies are debutants who are yet to record a victory, having drawn their first game against Hazakis Ladies and then gone ahead to lose against Lady Strikers. So this is a tough one for them this morning. Temperature is 30 degrees. Quite a huge one, Nana Yao, and a lot of expectations as well.
Yeah, a lot of expectation from especially Oak Ladies, looking at the table where they find themselves at the 8th with only 1 point. And we'll be seeing how their coach and the ladies will also turn things around. It's their home game, and they'll be looking forward to see they put everything on it so that they can get their first win in this campaign.
It's going to be quite a difficult one altogether for Halifax. They have at least 3 points to their credit, having been able to beat Samate's Ladies, of course, on match day 2 at home. So that was quite a huge and sweet victory altogether for a team like Halifax Queens. So that means they would need to go back and then see if they'll be able to, this time around, record their second consecutive victory. But standing in their way, it's another resilient side being coached by one of the most experienced coaches that we have domestically, and that is Coach Mercy Tego. So it's a huge one. In due time, obviously, I would make known how these two teams are going to line up for the various matches. What should we expect? Don't forget, whenever you hear Oak Ladies, always remember they happen to be the women's team of Glorious Sakra Hearts of Oak, and that is where someone mentioned that they are the ladies with the colorful colors.
Obviously, they need to put their heads together to turn out things to get their first win. But Halifax Queens are also another, should I put it, an obstacle in front of Oak Ladies. And knowing that they have had their first victory already, they played with Samatex Ladies and they did very, very good. And this time they'll see if they can really defend and defend well. It's going to be an intense game because one team, Oak Ladies, are looking forward to get their first win. For Halifax Queens, they'll be looking forward to continue from the win they had in their match day 2.
So looking at the starting 11 for the teams, proud to that these two teams have been matched onto the field by the match officials for today's encounter. It's quite a very tough one, and as such, I'm not surprised looking at the vast experience that these referees have, that they have been appointed in order to officiate today's game. Mercy Boachewa John is the center referee for today. She hails from Accra. She will be assisted by the likes of Belinda and then Elizabeth Ayala, and she's also a class 1 referee who also hails from Accra. So if you look at it, we have about 4 officials so far, because the match commissioner herself is also hailing from the city. So it's a huge one. The experience is there because I've been seeing these referees officiate a lot of matches, and I remember on match day 1 we saw where coach of Oak Ladies did raise a lot of questions as to how the referee for the day ended up with their officiating, and something that ended her a charge by the FA. So this is how the two teams have lined up. Oak Ladies FC, Mercy Tego has run 3 different changes to the team that lost against Lady Strikers. Hannah Durua is in goal post. Zina Aglewonu, Ernestina Amuate, Benatedu, Victoria Yabua, Seidatu Wahab, Beatrice Abebio, Evelyn Takuno, Portia Sechua, Amanda Mills, and then Gifty Adai Boache are the starting 11 for Oak Ladies. Halifax have the likes of Sonia, Faustina, Retha, Rebecca, and then Kezia AJ, Rashida Al-Hassan, Millicent Pokua, Gloria Fosua, Rahel Akwele Ama, and then Hannah Boabin together with Cecilia Aqua, and their coach is Dora Zuta. So we have 2 female coaches actually in charge today, so a whole lot is expected this morning.
Exactly, a whole lot is expected this morning. 2 female coaches, and not just coaches, but they are also former national queens that will be looking forward to see how they will map up strategy to get their team in the winning side. So
debutants Oak Ladies FC, and Rosina is there. She's actually A graduate, yes. Others have been, wondering how footballers would be able to compare or perhaps, end up combining football with their other, career when it comes to educational aspect. But we've had quite a lot of players that have lived up to that. Even we also have Gifty Adaibuachi, also of Oak Ladies, who happens to also be a graduate, actually. So we have these players doing it in grand style and then making sure that they also pursue their passion, which happens to be the game of football. Formalities been done, referees ensuring that virtually everything is in order before they kickstart affairs today. And Sonia is back in goalpost today once again for Halifax Queens. She was absolutely impeccable when they hosted Samates at the McDan Sports Complex. That was a huge one altogether, where she rose to the occasion and she was even adjudged as the MVP of that game. On the day, she was absolutely incredibly wonderful.
Tremendous performance from Sonia Corbin and Nora for Halifax Queens. She really made sure that Samatex couldn't get anything past her. And today she'll be looking forward to do the same, or if perhaps continue from the performance she had in the last match.
Formalities been made. Players calling on their respective deities, and of course they believe that they have that. Obviously this is a game and everyone would have someone or something to hold on to, and that is what some of these players are doing as their last minute morale ahead of this crunch meeting, where they face a very resilient side in place of Oak Ladies FC here at the Pobimai Sports Complex. So it's a huge one, and Hearts, just as their males normally do, the females equally are doing the same, making sure that. So it tells you how things are done. There is no changes at all when it comes to whatever the male do and then what the females also do. So it tells you that when it also comes to the style of play in both aspects, you should also look forward to that as well.
Exactly. They are doing similar to their male side. And Esther, the only thing they are not doing is that we couldn't see the handkerchief from them, the female side. That's something I wanted to see on the female side. But all the same, it's good to see them doing that replica from their male side, Oak Ladies. And this time, the onus fall on them because a lot is at stake from their side. They'll be looking forward to get the first win on the home turf. So let's see what Oak Ladies will do. But Halifax Queens will also be bringing in a lot of energy. We'll be continuing to see if they can continue with their resilience nature and if they can get a positive result back home.
We are talking about Oak Ladies, a side that managed to win the 2025 GAFA Women's Championship and as well the Women's FA Cup for their side. And if you look at how things have fared for them so far, having get promotion to the top tier after winning the 2024-2025 Greater Accra Regional Women's Division 1 League Championship, that meant that they are in for serious business. Just as the referee has blown her whistle and the first attack by the Phobians is a shot on target. The intent has been registered obviously by the Phobians, and that means Halifax Queens would have a lot at stake here, and they would have quite a very tough side and ladder to compete with. A very lovely run there from Halifax Queens as she sprints forward with Adoku, but the Phobians manage to hold on and reclaim possession. Phobians building beautifully from behind as they search forward with this beautiful run, which Sonia had to come out and be the master sweeper for Halifax Queens.
Good thinking there from Sonia. She saw what the Oak Ladies wanted to do. They wanted to just have a quick one on them, but intelligent reading there from Sonia Corbina.
So Phobians with this throw that they couldn't capitalize much on, which gives away the advantage to Halifax Queens. Match day 3 of the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League. The ball is swinging in a very beautiful manner, but it wasn't on target as it paves way for Oak Ladies Hannah to gather for her side. Captain Rosina John. Oak Ladies Beatrice manages to find a run of Amanda Mills, who returns it back once again to Ernestina Martin as the Phobians search forward. Sonia coming out once again. She ends up giving away the pass. This goes wide. That could have been the first goal from Amanda Mills for the Phobian Queens.
Yeah, that could have been a first goal for Amanda Mills for the Oak Ladies, and that was also another intelligence reading there from Sonia. But this time, the second one from Amanda couldn't hit the target there. She was trying to find her player, but
a giveaway actually that Amanda Mills could not let her side get the lead.
Yeah, she tried to put that one at the back of the net, but the accuracy of that shot, Amanda Mills failed on that part. But I like the good and that early incursion coming from Oak Ladies. They want to be direct, and they'll be forcing to see if they can get something out of the defense of Halifax Queens, and that is what a team that is wanting and needing to have their first 3 points in this campaign will definitely do.
For Oak Ladies, they see this game as a must-win game for them if they are to find a very good standing so far as the Southern Zone League table is concerned. They actually had to fight a very huge battle before they had progression or perhaps promotion to the top tier, and having made it, I don't think they are willing to give that away. But how is that going to be possible for them? Oak Ladies, Ernestina Amuate to Giftiada Boache as the ladies take their time. Amanda Mills for Oak Ladies. Free kick. The referee blows her whistle, wondering where the advantage would go, whether Amanda Mills will be able to get this free kick for her side. You would say that where the ball is, if only it goes the way of the Phobians, obviously, is going to be at a very presentable position for them.
Yeah, exactly. Amanda Mills, she is a player that about 3 to 4 minutes, seen her building up very, very nicely for the Oak Ladies team. If anything is going to come from the Oak Ladies, then definitely she's going to be the orchestrator of things.
Well, so the Phobians get this free kick to the advantage. Saida to Wahab for Oak Ladies FC. Sonia Opoku, the goalkeeper of Halifax Queens, ensuring that she has a very formidable defense before the free kick is effected. Saida to is only awaiting what the referee would say. The whistle goes, is swung in. Sonia comes out and she loses out once again, but she makes amends and re-grabs. That could have given the Phobians their first goal, actually.
Well, that free kick swung in there. Sonia couldn't deal with in the first attempt, but talk about some great awareness there from Sonia. Oh, man.
Would you say that there was quite some level of reluctancy for Victoria Yabua to have pounced on that loose ball earlier?
Yeah, I think she pulled out a bit. She didn't know that Sonia could have just lost the ball in the first attempt, but Sonia really did well with the second attempt. With her awareness there was pretty much very, very close, and she did that.
So you would say that the first few minutes have been quite a very dominant performance from Oak Ladies FC, who in the first half are playing from left to right, and they are in their traditional colors, that is the rainbow colors as well. And then you have Halifax Queens, who are in green, playing from right to left in the first half. Halifax, she just wasn't expecting that opportunity there, and that is Cecilia Aqua. Goal kick.
I think that Oak Ladies player had the last touch there.
And the referee really spotted it well, and I said it's going to be corner kick rather to Halifax Queens, who are treading cautiously ensuring that they absorb all the pressure from the Oak Ladies players and again strike when it's needed the most. So corner kick, the first of the game, going the way of Halifax Queens, is swung in a very beautiful manner. A header from Rosina for Oak Ladies FC. First yellow card of the game. Hannah Boabin receives the first yellow card of the game here.
That was unacceptable from Hannah Boabin there. Illegal way of doing things. Shouldn't do that. Went in for the elbow and referee was spotted on that occasion. She gets in the book of the referee.
And that's quite early, less than 10 minutes, and you're already in the books of the referee. That means Hannah Boabin would have to play very cautiously for the remaining minutes of the game. That is about 83 minutes, unless she's possibly substituted. That means she wouldn't be able to, be on top of her game as she should, because a lot of caution will be coming on her path there.
Yeah, many a times if you're a midfielder and a defender and you get in the books of the referee early in the game, it kind of way slows your rhythm in the game. But let's see how Hannah Boabin is going to comport herself in the rest of the minutes.
Oak Ladies captain Rosina John sent a long one. Safety is what the player thought of first. She can't afford Faustina Nyami Eidu.
Exactly. She's the captain of Halifax and she thought of safety first.
Another advantage going the way of Oak Ladies FC as we approach the 10th minute. It's still goalless here. Match day 3 of the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League live on your screens, courtesy of IMAX Media. Lovely control there from Halifax Queens, Rebecca. Another throw in this time around going the way of Oak Ladies, Beatrice Abebio. Lovely header from Amanda Mills as she tangles with the wrecker, of which the latter wins. Good interception there, but through in. If you look at the way Beatrice Abebio stole the ball off the foot of Rebecca, it tells you that clearly every 50-50 ball will be won by the Phobians. Saida to Wahab here as she sprints forward. Rosina with a header, and Halifax Queens, Kezia AJ with a long one which ends up with Evelyn for Oak Ladies. Hannah Boabin with a header. Doku feathers it for Halifax. Halifax with hands on this loose ball as they search forward. But good reading of the game there by Rosina. This can actually be another booking, if not, because she absolutely lost the ball and just wanted to make comments. That wasn't a good move there from Rashida Al Hassan.
Not a good move at all from Rashida. That was some good reading there from the captain of Oak Ladies.
This should have been a bookable offense, actually.
That was a stand warning there from the center referee on Rashida. And another one from that same.
That was a career-threatening one, obviously. A tackle from behind shouldn't be encouraged. And it was absolutely a deliberate one, not even something that was done, accidentally.
Yeah.
Saida to Wahab manages to get a throw in. She has the support of her teammate Victoria there. And Phobia's Oak Ladies have actually registered their intent so far. They've enjoyed the lion's share of possession, and you would say that they are yet to have, or perhaps create, a very clearer goal scoring opportunity. So they also get their first corner kick of the game.
Yeah, the Oak Ladies, they are probing, and if they get things well, they can be on target.
Another one for the Oak Ladies, FC Ladies, but yet again, it wasn't on target.
You look at what she was trying to do, squeeze that ball, the top corner there, but then again, Sonia, it seems the Oak Ladies have mapped up a strategy. They'll be pulling up a lot of crosses, and this could have been the goal for Oak Ladies, but the crossbar.
Great interception from Beatrice. Finds Seidatu as Oak Ladies. Ernestina Amuate does well to find the run of Portia Sichua.
And you look at the Oak Ladies, they are using their wings play very, very well, trying as much as possible to spread the passes to either wing play, and the winner another corner, and they'll be looking forward to take this one shot too as well. See what the Oak Ladies can do with this.
Referee has requested a retake actually, but then she also resents her decision that the advantage should rather go the way of Halifax Queens. So Halifax would have this to their advantage. Halifax beats Samate's Ladies on match day 2 by a lone goal. But on match day 1, they were beaten in a very comprehensive manner by defending champions West Ladies by 4 goals to 1. Free kick and a yellow card as well, the second of the game.
Yeah, Benedicta Esedo gets into the books of the referee. She committed a foul there, holding her opponent, denying her to pass through. The Oak Ladies have a free kick to defend.
And sometimes some of these things become very difficult for you. So far, you realize that the 2 midfielders of both sides are already in the book of the center referee. The effort of Halifax Queens is well defended by Oak Ladies. Victoria was trying her possible best in order to get the better side of Gloria Fosua, something that was not successful. But if Victoria actually had that ball, that means that Oak Ladies would have possibly by now had a very good advantage already in the game. Seidatu Wahab takes her time, finds Ernestina Martin, who sends it to Portia, only for Halifax Queens to clear their lines. Other games would also be taking place as well on match day 3 of the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League. Jonina Ladies will be playing against Epiphany Warriors, and these are the Southern Zone fixtures. Hazakis Ladies will be playing against Lady Strikers, and Hazakis are actually still winless in the Premier League. That's a very strange happening or occurrence so far. 5-time defending champions. Samate's Ladies would play against Hamid Ladies actually, and then Police Ladies would host Soccer Intellectuals, and that game is on Monday at the Alajo Astute event. We will be bringing you a live coverage of that game as well. FC Savannah will be hosting Tamale Super Ladies, and then Northern Ladies would be playing against Ampem Dakwa Ladies, and then Ashtown Ladies would host Northern Ladies, and then we have Fosu Royal Ladies squaring it up against Dreams Ladies together with Kumasi Sports Academy hosting Prisons Ladies, and these are also fixtures in the Northern Zone. So do make it a point to turn out, just as we've had a handful of supporters here watching women's football on a very beautiful Saturday morning. Free kick to Halifax Queens. Barely 20 minutes of action, and we are yet to see that kind of intensity. In as much as we've seen some glimpses and prospects from Oak Ladies, we are yet to see them creating those goal-scoring opportunities.
Yeah, exactly. Oak Ladies are the side who are trying to pull their strengths, but find it also difficult, especially with the captain of Halifax Queens. That is Faustina Nyame Edu. Very strong, very tactical with her defensive duties. Always very difficult to bypass her.
Halifax Queens with its free kick, which was quickly taken by Rahel Ama. Doku sprints here for Halifax Queens. Doku gives it to Cecilia Aqua, who takes her time. Halifax, you would say that they are actually playing with quite a lot of huge game plan here.
Yeah, they have that slow tempo build up there, but that was timely clearance there from Beatrice Ababio. It's good to see how Halifax are also gradually getting into the game. In the first 10 minutes, it was all Oak Ladies, but Halifax are also trying to return the deficit and the style of play and even keeping possession on their opponent, Oak Ladies. And we will see how Oak Ladies are also very sound and resilient with their defensive duties as the ball goes out of play, and Halifax will have a throw.
Saida to Wahab picked up a knock there, and she's still struggling at the moment. Another Faustina Nyame Edu with a long one, which she does well to find Kezia AJ for Halifax. Oak Ladies here offside. Offside against Victoria Yaboa.
Yeah, she moved too quickly there, but that pass there very beautifully made
by Beatrice Abevio.
Yeah,
the control, the turn, and the touch. Perfectly done.
Yeah, perfectly done there. And but her colleague moved too quickly soon.
20 minutes gone. Oak Ladies FC 0, Halifax Queens 0. Match day 3 of the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League. Free kick to Halifax Queens.
Oak Ladies need to be careful because Halifax Queens, they always have a strategy when they played with Samatex, a goal from nowhere, and they had that one, and they are very, very resolute in their defensive duties. If they get one goal past you, it's very difficult to equalize.
A low drive there which goes wide. That means it would be goal kick to Oak Ladies FC. Rosina to Ernestina Moate. Beautiful flick there from Portia Boache. Benedicta Asedu. Wahab Seidatu with a long one which Sonia gathers.
Oh, Esther, that's not a ball that's going to trouble Sonia at all. But that was a good team play there. The build-up was very, very sweet. But the last touch from her, not a good option. Not at all.
And she also had support as well, about 2 additional players.
Exactly. I was thinking she should have even passed the ball to her colleagues. They were in a better position to shoot on goal.
Beatrice Abebio is fouled, and that means Oak Ladies get this advantage, of which Amanda Mills drops deeper in order to get it. Rosina Jan, the captain of Oak Ladies, she was aiming to have found the feet of Wahab Sidatu, but Wahab now gets it. Amanda Mills feathers it, and once again Victoria Yabua is in the offside position.
Yeah, I'm looking at how Victoria Yeboah showed time and position herself well. Her colleagues are really doing well with the build-up, but her positioning and her timing to move, always on a wrong move.
Sonia, the goalkeeper of Halifax Queens, on Monday she was so splendid. She just had this ridiculous ability on Monday that enabled her to be adjudged the MVP. So much well deserved. And actually, I learned that she was part of the players that was formerly with the under-20 national team.
Yeah, she did very well Monday when they faced up with Samatex Ladies. But today it seems the Oak Ladies players have seen something. They'll be looking to send in long, powerful drives. As they've done earlier on, they saw that Sonia didn't really gather herself up. That's what the Oak Ladies team will be looking forward to do, putting in a lot of shots and crosses. Any error from Sonia, then you get one to just pounce on that. That could be good for Oak Ladies if they get it right.
I would say that so far Halifax Queens have had this quite a very compact defense, where they've been able to absorb all the kind of pressure that was coming, at least from the early minutes, by the Oak Ladies. And now they are taking their time in order to also supplement the effort of the attackers up front. And that actually has been their strategy. They normally do defend in numbers and also attack in numbers.
And that's the strategy that Halifax they always do. Yeah, they play like a team that always move together, and that is why they have that awkward strategy. And if you are an opponent you are playing with them, you need to be very careful.
You see, it's as awkward, but it's actually one of the best. You need to defend the numbers and then attack in numbers.
They can catch you by surprise, and if you don't take care, they just put one past you, and Esther, you know, it's very difficult to equalize when Halifax put one past you. Very difficult.
And that obviously takes me back to when Manchester City hosted Atletico Madrid, and after the game, Kelvin De Bruyne, who was formerly with Manchester City, said that he has never seen a team defending 10 in numbers. Gifty Adai Boache. So Gifty Adai Boache actually was formerly with Lady Strikers, and that was when she was schooling as well at the University of Cape Coast. Through in of which Halifax Queens quickly effect, but Oak Ladies will get this advantage. Amanda Mills, Oak Ladies. Portia Sechua's run is sought after here, of which she does, but she couldn't keep it in play as it crosses the line, something that was well spotted by the officials.
Yeah, I love the build-up play from Oak Ladies, but this time Portia couldn't keep that in play.
So it's worth noting that Portia Boachi, together with Ernestina Moate, all of them were formerly with Berry Ladies. And then even a team like Halifax Queens also have a former player of Berry Ladies there, and that is Hannah Boabe. So you would say that both teams have players that do know each other actually, and that means knowing each other means they know what they are capable of doing, and that brings a different dimension altogether to the game. Oak Ladies. Victoria with a beautiful skill there. As she skips away, still holds on, but ends up losing out to Rahel of Halifax Queens.
Let's talk about that skill there. Beautifully done there from Victoria. Wow.
Players who have such dazzling feet normally are not cared when it comes to taking on players. And that's what Victoria did there in a very incredible manner. Another offside there against Victoria.
She's a player that's very, very quick, but not really timing her runs very well and always getting into the offside trap. But I'm sure she'll be paying close attention to how she moves, and if it's done well, she can get on the score sheet. She has been a player who always loved to run on the wing play.
Evelyn, but Benedicta Asedu is fouled. As we approach the half-hour mark, it's still goalless. A handful of the fans are here. They would love to see their team win. Oak Ladies with this to defend. Evelyn does well to turn another to trash the ball away to safety. And their male counterparts, that is the players of Accra Hearts of Oak, are equally here watching their female side this morning. And I know they would also be hoping that they win this time around.
Exactly. That is what they need to do. And definitely cheering up their ladies and making sure they get the job done when it gets to their side too as well.
We haven't had a scenario of where the defense have been caught napping this morning. Both of them have been very, very cautious, especially when it comes to those critical areas and moments as well. Sliding tackle there from Cecilia Aqua. Minutes gone. Oak Ladies FC 0, Halifax Queens 0, and that means it's going to be water break. And this is where the two technical teams will have the opportunity of having that word with their various players.
Yeah, exactly. That is an opportunity for both teams to have some tactical words on them, and definitely they'll be looking forward to see how they are going to manage to breach the defense on both sides. We've not really seen that, but we've seen some early incursions coming from the Oak Ladies. I've made sure Sonia have had some troubles gathering herself with first time grabbing the ball, and I'm sure a lot of talk will be on Sonia to make sure she gathers herself to be grabbing the ball very, very solid in her first attempt. And the Oak Ladies on the other side too, sure a lot of talk will be on the attacking threat. They should be shooting from all angles and have a good communication with their colleagues up front. You shoot the goalkeeper Paris, then you can have that rebound. That could be good on their side too as well. So this is the time for the technical bodies to also have a word or two to the players.
Mercy Tego, having seen a lot so far in the last 30 minutes, has a lot to share with her side. And I've seen the goalkeeper's trainer as well. with Hannah. So you would say that all the two technical teams have spotted some corrections that they think that they need to make amends to, rectifications that need to be corrected. And the message to Oak Ladies attackers would be direct. Be direct. And I'm sure Mercy Tego would also add a word to it too. Victoria, who has found herself in the offside track so far for about 4 times so far in the last 30 minutes. Rashida Al-Hassan actually gets a free kick for Halifax Queens. Hannah Boabeng is behind the ball for Halifax Queens. They've left it for the captain, Faustina Nyami Eidu. Hannah, the goalkeeper of Oak Ladies, sharing a lot of words there with her players ahead of this free kick, which has been taken by Faustina Nyami Eidu, which goes wide.
And that's a poor kick there from Faustina Eidu, the captain of Halifax Queens. I was thinking she's going to cross the ball in so that they could get some head on, but she chose to go otherwise. And Oak Ladies will say thank you very much as they start to build up from the back end.
Portia Sichua. Portia loses out to Gloria. Beatrice Abebio for Oak Ladies. Ernestina Mwate to Amanda Mills, who shoots and manages to get a shot on target actually. But these attempts wouldn't cause any threat at all to a goalkeeper like Sonia.
Yeah, exactly. It's not going to cause any trouble on Sonia, but a decent attempt there from Gifty. And as we said earlier on, as they went for the water break, that is going to be the pep talk. Shoot from all angles. One might get through.
Oak Ladies, 35 minutes. Don't forget that other matches would be taking place across the match centers for match day 3 of the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League. Saidatu has been very, very great up front, and she has actually been very versatile, finding herself in all those pockets of spaces that she thinks her side can capitalize on. Free kick. A challenge there on Hannah Boabeng.
You notice that Halifax Queens are also doing well with their defensive duties. They've noticed that Oak Ladies want to shoot from every angle or every space they get. And just some seconds passed, one Oak Lady player had a ball, but a number of green shirts around her tells you that Halifax Queens are not going to allow the Oak Ladies to also do that shooting from them.
So throw in, 10 minutes left for the first half to come to an end, and it's still goalless. Gifty, but Victoria couldn't get that pass from Gifty, of which Halifax Queens regroup and get that advantage that they would rather capitalize on.
Tempo of the play have gone down a bit, and on that part I don't like it on Oak Ladies. They are the side who are trying as much as possible to move on, but Halifax love that.
Referee blows her whistle for an infringement there after 2 players collided. You wouldn't say that was accidental though.
Well, both players had their eye on the ball, but you look at the way the landing of the Oak Lady player, and not a good one. She landed awkwardly because there was one Halifax Queen player already on the floor, on the pitch, if I should put it that way, and the Oak Lady player landed awkwardly on the player. And I'm hoping she's okay to continue. Here we have the bench of the Oak Ladies, and this is the Halifax bench too as well.
A dead ball situation of which Oak Ladies have gotten to their advantage. Beatrice Abebio. Portia Boache with a chase there. Manages tried to find Amanda Mills, of which she has Faustina Nyami Aidu to contend with there. And Oak Ladies, that was quite a glaring opportunity there for them to have at least gotten their first goal.
That was an opportunity there for Oak Ladies to just bury that ball at the back of the net, but I didn't know what the player was thinking. The ball fall to your feet and she had to drag and waste so much time to turn and had a shot that really was a poor technique there from the Oak Lady player.
You would say that that was actually one of those rare moments that you would see Captain Faustina Nyami Aidu committing howlers and blunders that could have given the opposition team that privilege of getting a goal. A shot which goes wide, goal kick to Oak Ladies as we approach the 40th minute.
We are approaching the 40th minute and we've not really seen any significant save coming from the Oak Lady goalkeeper, Hannah.
Victory Abebio loses out to Rashida, of which Rosina sent it back to her goalkeeper, Hannah. Hannah back to Rosina. And Rosina raises her head just when she thought she could have found Amanda Mills. Hannah Boabe intercepted that pass. Rashida here for Halifax Queens, and that is where we saw Ernestina Amuati making amends to ensure that her side are not penalized in that regards. Cecilia Aqua, another throw into Halifax. Cecilia Aqua to Gloria Fosua. Rosina heads, and Ernestina Moating gets the free kick for Oak Ladies FC.
Yeah, Halifax Queens were trying to probe from the left side, but Oak Ladies managed to defend their line very well.
Beatrice Abebio. Evelyn, Beatrice does well, Amanda Mills, Ernestina Moate, Portia Sechua, a shot there, and Sonia is out once again for Halifax Queens.
Good reading there from Sonia Kobina. Always coming to the rescue for Halifax Queens. Look at that cross there, look at that control. Control went too far. The defender couldn't really clear her line very well, but Sonia always there to rescue.
Free kick. A temporary hold-up situation. Very unfortunate there. And sometimes in football, these are the moments that normally you wouldn't love to witness.
Oh, it's going to be very painful. And when you look at how the Oak Lady player went in, the footing from the Halifax Queens, obviously both players are going to have some serious pain. And the medical team needs to check to make sure they are okay to continue.
So this match is coming your way right here from the capital, precisely at the Pobimat complex. And this happens to be a facility of Accra Hearts of Oak, a team that during this week marked its 114th anniversary. And since it's a temporary hold up here at the moment, I'm sure the players will have some moments themselves and try and take a retrospect of what they have done so far in the last 42 minutes. The intense moments, the chances that they had, that they could have at least gotten a goal, and where they felt they could have done better.
Of course, Oak Ladies on that part had that chance there at the control, but Sonia Kobina, she's been very instrumental despite not really dealing with that first touch, but this time intelligent reading from her. She's the reason why the scoreline remains the same.
Gloria Fosua for Halifax Queens. The player of Oak Ladies is still down there after doing so much well. Another to clear for her side. And that means that Beatrice Abebio would have to be treated.
Yeah, she's a strong lad there, Beatrice Ababio, very, very strong. Always will go down to clear her lines. Gloria Fosua having to also press her. And in that process, Beatrice gets herself injured, and you can see she is very, very in pain there, Beatrice Ababio.
A graceful touch that she did in order to ensure that the ball does not cause any kind of threat to her side, but rather in the end earned her an injury. So there we have the technical team of Oak Ladies FC.
I'm just hoping that Beatrice will be okay to continue, because looking at the defense, if I should say the right side of the defense for Oak Ladies, she's been very, very solid, not allowing Halifax Queens to operate from that side. Very difficult to beat.
So this is actually another relook at the incident that ended up with Beatrice Abebio getting injured in that regard, hoping that she will be able to continue the game for her side. Oak Ladies cannot afford to lose her out. She has been very tremendously good so far in the last 45 minutes for Oak Ladies. Gloria Fosua for Halifax Queens with a beautiful control. She thought that could have gone her way, but referee said, I saw what you did there. It's a clear challenge, and as such, play must continue. Portia Sichua back to Amanda Mills, who sends it to Ernestina Moatain. Oak Ladies taking their time in order to get the first goal.
Yeah, that's some good build up there from Oak Ladies, forcing a corner.
And this is actually the third corner kick that they have taken shot. And all these actually haven't proven very clinical so far for them. Free kick at a very glorious position for Oak Ladies FC.
Yeah, that was some intelligent reading there from the Oak Lady player. Noticed that she can get there before the opponent. She got there and winning a free kick in a very advantageous position for Oak Ladies. If struck well, could be the goal for them.
Cecilia Aqua, in her attempt to clear that, had a bit of the leg of Evelyn. And whenever you see Sonia holding her waist, well positioned and stuck at one area, it tells you that she knows where the ball will be struck towards. And as such, she needs to be well prepared.
Exactly, well prepared, Sonia.
Her agility and flexibility.
No question about that. But let's see how she's going to deal with this.
So this is where Oak Ladies might, if only they effect it in a very efficient manner, might end up getting their first goal on the stroke of halftime. Chance of goal. Gifty Adai Boache. Well, say that to Wahab does, and she scores. A dynamite, obviously, for Oak Ladies. A strike that Sonia couldn't even spot. She does it in a very crisp, cool, and a very crippled manner. Which goalkeeper actually could have saved this?
Yeah, it was quite tricky there. You could see that this was something they have been rehearsing in the training grounds. And you saw that one player went in with that run dummy there. And Saida to pick her spot. What a beautifully struck goal there from Saida to Wahab.
A typical number 10 goal. Saida to Wahab puts Oak Ladies in the lead. Her teammate had no iota of doubt that she could have scored from that angle, and she does. And that's what every player does whenever your teammates. And that goal is something that Sonia is still thinking about. And I mentioned it, that if only it's well struck,
yeah,
in a very efficient and effective manner, it could allow Oak Ladies to have gotten the lead, and they did.
Exactly, that's what they were searching for. And Saida to Wahab, what a technique there to wrap her legs through the ball. Sonia was helpless. Good goal for Oak Ladies as we approach half time.
Hannah Boabe for Halifax Queens. Referee, having seen enough, blows her whistle to end proceedings for the first half. It's been a half of chances for both teams as they created those chances, of which the host team rather ended up with the goal through a set piece. A set piece that was well struck by Saida to Wahab, which has given Oak Ladies FC the lead here at Pobiman Complex. So after the first 45 minutes, is Oak Ladies 1, Halifax Queens 0.
I mean, should I
4 officials
team in the winning side?
You know, others have been, wondering how football, that meant that they are in for serious business. Just as the referee has blown her whistle, and the first attack, Mills, who returns it back once again to Ernestina Martin as the Phobian search forward. Sonia coming out once again. She ends up giving away the pass. This goes wide. That could have been the first goal from Amanda Mills. The whistle goes, is swung in. Sonia comes out and she loses out once again, but she makes amends and re-grabs. That could have given the Phobians.
Sonia couldn't deal with in the first attempt, but talk about some great awareness there from Sonia.
Another one for the Oak Ladies, FC Ladies on target.
You look to do squeeze that ball the top corner there, and this could have been
Benedicta Asedu. Wahab Sedatu with a long one which Sonia gathers.
At all, but that was a good team play there. The build-up was very, very sweet, but the last touch from her, not a good.
Beatrice Abebio for Oak Ladies. Ernestina Mwate to Amanda Mills, who shoots and manages to cause any threat at all to a goalkeeper like Portia Boache with a chase there. Manages tried to find Amanda Mills, of which she has Faustina Nyami Edu to contend with there. And Oak Ladies, that was quite a
rescue for Halifax Queens. Look at that cross there and look at that control. Control went too far. The defender couldn't really clear her.
They haven't proven very clinical so far for them. Free kick at a very
Agent reading there from the Oak Lady player. Notice that she can get there before.
Well, say that's what Wahab does, and she scores. A dynamite, obviously, for Oak Ladies. A strike that Sonia couldn't even spot. She does it in a very crisp, cool, and a very crippled manner. Save this.
Yeah, it was quite tricky there. You could see that this was something they have been rehearsing in with that run dummy there, and Saida to pick her spot.
A typical number 10 goal. Saida to Wahab puts Oak Hanabwa Bay for Halifax Queens. Referee, having seen enough, blows her whistle to end proceedings for the first half. It's been a half of chances for both teams as they created those chances, of which the host team rather ended up with the goal through a set piece. A set piece that was well struck by Saida to Wahab, which has given Oak Ladies FC the lead here at Hobiman Complex. So after the first 45 minutes, is Oak Ladies 1, Halifax Queens 0.
Hallelujah.
Thank you very much, viewers. Welcome back, and we are enjoying ourselves here at the Popiman Complex, where Oak Ladies have zoomed into the lead, and guess what? They did that at the stroke of the end of the first 45 minutes. A powerful free kick taking by Saidatu zoomed straight into the net. There was absolutely nothing Sonia, the goalkeeper in goal for Halifax Queens, could do with that one. But prior to that, she had performed creditably. Everything that was thrown at her, she dealt with ease, diving and jumping and catching and smothering everything that came her way. But that, of course, sums up the first 45 minutes. It's been a game where both teams have been trying their possible best to outdo each other in terms of the defense, but it got to it while you could see that the pressure from the Oak Ladies was having a little bit of a negative bearing on Halifax Queens, and so they took their foot off the pedal, created an opportunity for a free kick for their hosts, and then it was zoomed straight into the top right corner of the goal. One goal to the good for Oak Ladies. As we take a quick break in terms of the halftime, the teams will be joining us shortly on the field of play. But before they do that, Nanajwa, first 45 minutes has been a very cagey encounter, and I have not seen a lot of the chances being created, although both teams have dared each other in terms of the defense. Would you say the first 45 minutes gave us a fair and a true reflection of how the game went?
Yeah, and we are going to see more of that from Oak Ladies. I think the water break also, whatever conversation Coach Mesitego had with her girls really worked, and they got that advantage. But a default by an opponent is an advantage for you, and
Sure.
they capitalized on that and got the goal. I think the tackle there was a needless one, which has cost the Halifax Queens, but hey, it has given Oak Ladies an upper hand over them in the first 45 minutes. Unfortunately, my prophecy did not come to pass. I prophesied that looking at what we watch at Teshi, Halifax, they are going to have a better first half, but unfortunately that is not what happened today, because the first 45 minutes I think Oak Ladies created more chances than Halifax Queens. Thanks to their goalkeeper, she denied Oak Ladies a lot of an opportunity that they could have scored like 2 goals in the first half. So in the dressing room, I don't know what Coach Zuta is going to tell her girls, but I think they have to come back stronger, and I know Oak Ladies are going to be more defensive in the second half to deny Halifax Queens any point for them this afternoon.
At the commencement of the game, you could see clearly that Halifax had wanted to employ a lot of speed in their game, and so they relied on the wings, where especially the left-hand side of their attack was quite vibrant. But sooner or later, it was overcome by the effectiveness of the fullback for Oak Ladies. And again, as the game wore on, you realize that instead of trying to go through the middle, Oak Ladies also tried to penetrate and use the flanks to the best of their advantage. We saw a few of those daring runs trying to cut through, but again, the persistency did not create any or offer any advantage for Oak Ladies. Again, it was one-way traffic for Halifax Queens when they come forward trying to search through the middle, where Aquile has been very, very vibrant in there. But again, we've not seen the potency, especially from the two sides. They're making the inroads, they're getting close, they either lose concentration when they get into the opponent's third, or we give credit to the defense for mapping up and clearing out all the advantages that came their way.
Well, Halifax Ladies, the opportunities or the chances they've had, their defender, Ama Edu, that I know that she's a good free kick taker. Yeah, she has not been up to the game this afternoon here. I think she has disappointed her team, or she has let the team down with some of the advantages they got. That the Ama Edu that I know could have scored those balls or goals, that's one didn't come. So coming into this game, I believe that the second half, both teams should give us a better game. They cannot disappoint the fans that have come here to support them. They need to work hard with their finishing. Halifax Queens this afternoon, their finishing, it has been poor. They've not been up there yet. And then with Oak Ladies, I think they want to use Victoria and Saida to the flanks, but it is not working. until they got that advantage that gave them the goal. So back in the second half, I believe they will work and open the game. One spectator was saying that this side of the turf or the pitch is also part of the game, that they should make use of it. So I think the second half they are going to work around it, and we are going to see a good game or a better half from both sides.
Well, let's also give credit to the defense of Halifax. I think they've lived up to expectation, and everything that has come their way, they've been able to hold the forays of Oak Ladies as they come forward, be it from the right or the left, or even coming through the middle. Again, before the goal, everybody had doffed their hats off for goalkeeper Sonia in goal for Halifax Queens. She had done wonderfully well. In fact, of the two goalkeepers, I think she's been the busier of the two, holding the fort very well. Second 45 minutes, we're looking forward to a lot more possessive play, but then opening up the game, especially for both sides. For Halifax Queens, they need to bounce back on level pegging. If they can do that, then it gives them some form of advantage. For Oak Ladies, they have one goal in the bag. They would want to cement their authority, and probably early on in the second half to make the rest of the game such a mere a roller coaster for them, as it were. But what do you think will go through the minds of the two coaches ahead of the second half?
So from Halifax Queens, they will be looking at getting a draw if possible. But with Oak Ladies, they are in to win, to correct the mistakes from the game against Hazakes and possibly against Lady Strikers, because their position on the league log is not good. I don't think Oak Ladies will want to end up like Rich City, who they came and test waters and went back to the Division 1. So I think Oak Ladies, they want to stay in the league, perform well, and hopefully maybe defend a title or go in for the ultimate prize. It is early days in the league, but I want to see an open game from Oak Ladies. I want to see their goalkeeper being tested from Halifax. They are finishing, they have to work on it. At least they have to also make the Oak Ladies goalkeeper a busy one this afternoon. They have to work around how to get into the defense of Oak Ladies, not just to get into the 18-yard box, but let's test the goalkeeper and see her performance this afternoon. So for the technical aspect, I believe that the center referee, she has been impressive. 2 yellow cards so far, and I think if any team jokes with her, they are going to end up playing with a man down.
Well, it's been fun. It's been exciting. First 45 minutes officiating has been up to the scratch, as my colleague Nanajua rightly said. We've not seen any untoward situations on the field of play. But Nanajua, let's also give credit to the locals in and around Pobiman. I see a lot of them here to support not only women's football, but also to support Oak Ladies, obviously, by virtue of the fact that they're used to seeing the men, that's Accra Hearts of Oak, play out day in, day out here in terms of training, in terms of preparations. But I think the crowd has been good enough, and we should applaud the effort that they've made here in Pobiman, talking about the locals, the fans.
Yes, I believe that they've seen the potential in the team. Maybe their opening game against Hazakes Ladies, they saw what the girls can do. So this is their second home game. Let's come and support them. The first one ended in a draw. Let's come and support them, and hopefully they will get a draw. I believe that is what went through their minds, and then they came here this morning, or they are here in their numbers to support their team, and Oak Ladies cannot disappoint them. I've seen a few spectators pointing out some players that I think they are their favorites, so I don't think they will want to disappoint them. They've done well. Like we keep on saying, visit any venue near you, go and support the women's team, go and watch the game. You will love the Women's Premier League also.
You would love the Premier League also, and this is about the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League. We're just about getting ourselves warmed up into the second 45 minutes. We definitely will be sharing that with you here right on this network, Max TV, bringing you the best, nothing but the best when it comes to sports. It's the women's encounter, it's the women's game, and of course for Oak Ladies, they are looking at a very good opportunity of picking up their first just 3 points when it comes to the Women's Premier League. But of course, they have another 45 minutes coming up, and it will be Halifax Queens who would want to see whether they get themselves back into the game. If they can, we saw them fight back and very hard in the game against Samatex ladies, and they would want to do that in today's game. Unfortunately, Oak ladies have also showed how strong they are, especially in defense, and they're combining effectively with the midfield. So a lot more chances will be coming their way, and we're hoping that we can get you a couple more goals before the end of 90 minutes. But the weather is here for association football. The weather is fine here for association football, and so we're seeing the best of it. And those who have come here to watch the game are all sounding positive in terms of the efforts put in by the Ghana Football Association, not only to develop women's game, but also to give the young girls an opportunity to rub shoulders with their senior sisters. As we told you earlier on, we've got 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds playing for various teams in the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League, and sooner or later we will see them blossom at the national level. Second 45 minutes, and I'm asking this question, and I'm looking at it from the angle of two friends who played to the very highest level, talking about Ghana football. Dora Zuta was our national goalkeeper for Black Queens for many years. And of course, the opposite number, Messi Tego Kwaku, started off as a defender, and then she graduated through the ranks of becoming a FIFA referee and now a top-notch coach. Let's read into their minds.
I just want to win, not because I want the 3 points, at least for a bragging right to. That is what I am looking at. But yes, this is football. It's a win, draw, lose. So may the best team win, and may the best friend also win this afternoon. But we are looking at the young ones involved, and then I see the young chap from the Halifax Queens team. She's doing well, and I believe that the second half we are going to see more of her display, and hopefully in other games she will perform better. But
let me also pick your thoughts on this. We're talking about the younger generation of female footballers. Let me refer you to the Halifax Queen. They have a player in the number 6 jersey. She's about 13 or 14 years, but again, she's rubbing shoulders with those who are 2, 3, 4 years above her age. Again, are we building that competence in terms of she's not physically strong, the physique, the presence is not there, but of course she's also showed a lot of awareness when it comes to the game.
I believe that their game against Samatex, she was there, she watched, she was at the bench, she did not have a playing opportunity, but today they've given her the opportunity to play, and she's not just playing, she's playing against someone, a player who has been on the African stage. So yes, she knows that I have to put up my best so that in other matches I can also have an opportunity to play. All that she needs is encouragement. Sometimes they need that morale booster. So this is, and she's playing against a debutant team. So hopefully, I know that she's picking a lot from this game. And if she gets the chance to represent Ghana in the under 15 or under 17 or under 20, we are going to see more of that from her. We are using her as an example, like the FA said. Each club or a team should have a younger side, which the national team they can feed on. So this is a step in right direction, and hopefully in their next game Halifax will continue using her, and may she get that opportunity to play for the national team.
I see. We've not had the opportunity of watching some of their teams this season, but at least we've seen Police ladies, we've seen their quality, we've seen Army ladies, we've also seen their quality. We've had Halifax live on TV today. We have Oak ladies on TV, which means that all these teams will get the opportunity to showcase not to only Ghanaians but to the rest of the world what kind of football, women football we have in this country. Viewers, we're just about handing over back to our set of commentators as they are ready to take us through the second 45 minutes of an interesting game between Oak ladies and their opponents, the Queens from Halifax. Oak ladies are leading 1 goal to the good. Let's see whether we can get you a couple more goals before the end of the match.
Welcome back to the Pobiman Complex this morning as two teams square off against each other. Oak Ladies up against Halifax Queens. The first half saw Oak Ladies getting a goal on the stroke of halftime. That was a very traveling strike from their number 10 player, Saidat Wahab, and that is what Oak Ladies have held on to till the first half ended. We are back in the second half. What exactly have been the messages from the both teams and their technical teams, and what should we expect as these two teams will be hoping to set their sights on nothing but victory at the end of the day? So in the second period, obviously we would be seeing Accra Hearts of Oak female team, that is the Oak Ladies FC, playing from right to left in the second period, whereas Halifax Queens in green would be playing from left to right. So it's a huge one, and the Oak Ladies, who have rather taken the lead, have been on the field in the last, I would say, 10 minutes, awaiting the team that are rather trailing. So these are some of the instances that normally do send messages. You know, messages come in different forms and through different channels. And obviously, from what we've seen, you might see this is a message of intent from Oak Ladies that they are ready, in as much as they've taken the lead, they are ready to score as many as they can.
Exactly, that's what they need to do, pick up from that rhythm they left off before they went for recess, and they got on the pitch earlier than their opponent, even though they are leading up by a goal before they went for the recess. And you can see that fan there with a phobia flag. That's very, very beautiful to see. We'll be looking forward to see if Oak Ladies can continue from where they left. For Halifax, let's see if they can equalize and make it an open game.
So referee needs to ensure that everything is in order before she gets us underway here for the second half. Don't forget, this is match day 3 of the Women's Premier League, and it's live on Max TV. So here we go, as the referee is about to ensure that the next 45 minutes also comes to a fruitful end. We had an eventful first 45 minutes, and there we go for the second period. Gloria Fosua, and she has the Phobians getting this possession being held by the Phobians. Good turn there from Gifty Boache. Gifty taking her time. She found Ernestina Martin, who loses out, by the captain Rosina John was there to make amends. Has Hasselfolk have this chance to make it the second? A yellow card is the decision from the referee.
Well, Esther, I was thinking Sonia was the last player, and if the referee gets some communication, we might see a red.
She was actually the last player.
Yeah.
She was actually the last player, and as such, the rules must be applied. But sometimes referees have different opinions altogether. They are in control. So that was a beautiful pass there from Rosina John. A header from Cecilia Aqua, which paved way for Victoria Yabua. She tried to escape away from goalkeeper Sonia, but Sonia brought her down. And the referee says it is a yellow card. A decision that the technical team and the fans of Oak Ladies have really not accepted or satisfied with. But until then, Halifax Queens would have their stars to thank as Oak Ladies get this chance with Saidat Wahab trying to replicate what she did in the first half. Free kick, Saidat Wahab with another one. This one goes wide.
Yeah, that was similar move there from Oak Ladies, and I'm sure Sonia will be very much relieved to see that one going over the bar. A power drive there from Wahab, but this time went over the bar.
Oak Ladies. Sayyidat Wahab. Evelyn. Rosina John. And a beautiful flick of a header there from Oak Ladies. Evelyn sent it back in once again. Rahel heads it away for Halifax Queens, who would love to turn this defense into attack. Kezia Ej's effort to go past Rosina John was not successful as Oak Ladies FC a foul throw from Halifax Queens.
I love the way Oak Ladies have started the second half, being very direct, making sure they pick up that rhythm they left before they went for recess.
I mentioned it that for them to have been on the field about 10 minutes before Halifax Queens came tells you the intent of the team for the next 45 minutes. And had it not been for that interception from Sonia, that means Oak Ladies would have registered their second goal already. Throw in to Halifax Queens. Sayyidat Wahab, Gloria Foswa for Halifax. Rashida Al Hassan, but Oak Ladies would get this as Sayyidat Wahab does well. Evelyn sent it in. Sayyidat with a chase there, but Rahel clears for Halifax. A 50 minutes match day 3 of the Women's Premier League live on Max TV. Halifax Queens up against Oak Ladies FC. And it's Oak Ladies who are still leading, holding on to the first goal that they had in the first period. Faustina Nyami Eidu, knowing so much that Victoria is a player that is so silky and mobile, she wasn't there to give her any opportunities at all. Evelyn with a long one, she was hoping to have found Portia Sechua, but Sonia had to be at the right spot there for Halifax Queens. Oak Ladies, Victoria fails to control, allowing Halifax Queens to clear their lines. Millicent for Halifax Queens. Free kick as Benedicta Asedu was infringed upon there. A situation that the referee spotted. Say that we have here with Millicent to contend with. Goal kick is the decision.
Yeah, the referee spotted that one on, and you could see that Sayyidat Wahab got the last touch there. You You see the Oak ladies are trying to power pressure on, swinging it in long balls. Halifax Queens, on the other hand, are eager and seeing how they can also have that build up. Oak ladies not allowing them. Player down on the Oak ladies' part. Medical team need to check if she's doing well, but I love the fact that the Oak ladies always have Ernestina and Gifty orchestrating things in the middle. Can find Portia and Saida too making the runs. Free kick to Oak ladies. Let's see what they can do with this.
Evelyn with a long one in for Oak ladies, but Halifax would clear. For this advantage to go the way of Oak ladies, who are leading, kind courtesy of a very sumptuous and splendid goal that was scored for them by Seda to Wahab. Hannah Bwabi could not get the better side of Benedicta Aseidu. Portia Situa, but it was a brilliant interception there from Rebecca of Halifax Queens.
You can see what Portia was trying to do, try to dribble her way through so she can get a clearer view to shoot, but Halifax Queens defender timed her very well to clear that.
So we have a substitution there being effected by Halifax Queens, and that substitution has seen Gloria Fosua been substituted.
Yeah, so Gloria comes out for Claudia Bosiako Arthur to come in. Not seen much from Gloria, and I'm sure this is a tactical switch from the Halifax Queens side. Gloria Fosua having some difficulties getting through and passing the defense of Oak ladies, and this time Claudia gets on the field to see what she can also do for Halifax Queens.
Portia Situa here on the ascendancy for Oak ladies. Amanda Mills back to Portia Situa. And Oak ladies would love to double their lead, as they know that a narrow lead can't be held on to until the game ends. Rosina Jan comes out with that robust challenge on Rashida Al Hassan. Free kick to Halifax Queens.
Yeah, that was a strong challenge there from Rosina. Showed how strong she is, not allowing Rashida. Rashida has been one of the players of Halifax who always makes those surging runs, and Rosina thought of dealing with her before she gets into the danger zone.
Seda to Wahab, to Benedicta Aseidu. Seda to get it back, spreads play, hoping to have found Portia Situa. Amanda Mills, she manages to get something out of that for her side, Oak Ladies FC.
Good pressing there from Amanda Mills on Millicent, forcing Millicent to clear that.
Benedicta Aseidu's effort finds Evelyn, who sent in a very long one, and Sonia comes out to punch it away. An attempt to have rather sent it back in was further away by Kezia AJ.
Well, there was some good run there from Kezia, but you look at Ernestina Amwatin saw that run coming from Kezia, and she had to just bring her opponent down. Not only that, she also gets into the books of the referee.
A tactical foul, that means that it allows Oak Ladies to cover their defense before and have the numbers. And there we have Oak Ladies. Victoria here skips away from 3 players before managing to find Amanda, who failed to have controlled it in a very beautiful manner. And that means that that beautiful run by Victoria could not amount to anything fruitful. Goal kick as we approach the hour mark here. The Women's Premier League live on Max TV. Don't forget, other games will be taking place as well. So that was Victoria Iabua. She actually has this very wonderful feat that allows her to always skip away from her markers. Millicent for Halifax, but Evelyn heads it away for Oak Ladies. Evelyn does well once again, and Oak Ladies will love to rather attack.
And that was some good build up there from the Oak Ladies.
That graceful touch,
yeah,
from Victoria, and that meant that she would have sprawled away with ease from Captain Faustina Nyami Edu, and she knew that I can't just afford this.
Yeah, she did similar to her in the first half, and she got away with that, Victoria. But this time, Faustina is not going to allow her to do that the second time on her. Not only did she get a free kick, Victoria, but forces Captain Faustina Nyami Edu to get into the books of the referee.
Sonia is at the right spot for Halifax Queens. Is the hour mark here. Kezia AJ for Halifax Queens. Handball against Kezia AJ. Push up Wache. Rahel Amma coming out there with that huge clearance. So Oak Ladies actually have another player on the bench to count on when it's needed, and that has to be Fatih Ibrahim. This is a player that scored quite a number of goals for them during their quest to have gained promotion to the top tier of the Women's Premier League. A very potent finisher that I'm sure with time Coach Messi Tego would also introduce into the game, in order for her to also have some minutes to showcase her divine qualities.
Yeah, the job is not done yet, because one goal, if Halifax get the equalizer, it cancels that goal. I'm sure Oak Ladies know what's at stake. They need to get the second goal as early as possible. That's why you can see them probing.
Hannah Boabin feathers it away, manages to find Halifax Queens there, and Captain Rosina Jan does well to defend. Wahab Seda to Victoria Yabua. Gifty Adai Boache with the first good control to Ernestina Amwati, who loses out, allowing Halifax Queens to take their time and try to find the loopholes in the defense of Oak Ladies. Throw in. Was that actually a clearance? Oh. Portia Situa actually was a player that ended up with that strike. So we have another substitution here, this time around coming from Oak Ladies, as we see Amanda Mills paving the way for Barbara Marfo to be introduced. So that means Oak Ladies would love to double their lead, because that is actually a like-for-like substitution.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they need to do. As I said earlier on, job not done yet, and they need to bank in more goals to solidify their lead. Halifax Queens are capable of turning things around.
Halifax Queens need to respond out of necessity if they should stand a chance of leaving here with at least a point. But until then, they are trailing at the moment. Seda to Wahab here. She scores, but she was in an offside position, and that means that that goal would not count. And as such, the scoreline would remain the same.
Oh, that is where the fans are not too much happy with the decision.
She ran with the ball.
Yeah, from where we look at it, not in an offside position, but
she was even actually coming from behind. But obviously, the referees have learned the rules better, so they are in control, and their decisions must be respected. Say that to Wahab. The first touch there was given away. The first touch from Barbara Marfo was rather given away to Halifax Queens. Halifax in the third half of Oak Ladies is struck on shot. It's actually struck on target. A beautiful shot that was well saved by Hannah.
yeah, that was a good run there from Claudia. But the
She
shot
was
there,
even losing her footing and yet managed to get a shot on target.
exactly, but that is not going to trouble Hannah. Straight shot to Hannah, and easily she gathers herself up. And that's why I keep saying that Oak Ladies need to get a second goal. Halifax Queens are proven to probe with their slow build-up nature.
Free kick to Halifax Queens. It must be noted that actually this match is currently taking place at a facility that belongs to the home side, and this is actually a rarity in Ghana football. The facility belongs to Accra Hearts of Folk, a huge development by Togbe Afede, ensuring that he actually comes up with a lot of facilities and pitches that would help the teams that fall under the Oak umbrella to be assembled at one place. And actually this is where most of these players tend to develop telepathy, and when they come on the field they become very unplayable.
That's a good initiative there from the leaders of the Heart of Oak team and the family. And as you can see, notably the Oak Ladies, their build up and how they pick up their passes, very, very sweet on the eye. We're looking forward to get their first win in this campaign of the Women's Premier League. Player down on the part of Oak Ladies. The fans will be looking forward to see Oak Ladies banging in more goals. Halifax Queens defense, some minutes ago they've been solid.
Halifax Rashida Al Hassan, but great interception there coming from Evelyn of Oak Ladies. Free kick to Halifax Queens.
Yeah, foot high from Victoria. That's where the referee spotted that one. Now Victoria, she has been very, very lightning with her pace, always troubling the defense of Halifax Queens. I want to see much from her.
Gifty Adai there with that brilliant interception and control for Oak Ladies.
The second goal for Oak Ladies needs to come. So we are entering into the 70th minute.
By and large, I'm sure the message during the recess from the technical team of Oak Ladies would be possess more, be direct, and get the goals. I would say that so far in the last 20 minutes of the second period, we've had a very exhilarating game where both sides a strike on target, and that nearly gave Halifax Queens the equalizer. The vision and the execution from Halifax Queens striker Kezia Ajay was so much beautifully executed. Hannah, had it not been that fingertip save, that meant that Halifax Queens would have gotten the equalizer. Halifax Queens. Hannah comes out. But then Halifax are not giving up yet. They know that the minutes obviously are not counting in their favor. Saida to Wahab here together with Victoria. Saida to Wahab field. But Victoria does well to still get on to that ball. Saida to Wahab was reluctant and delayed a bit in releasing the pass through. But then things might change here for Halifax Queens, who might have the chance to get the equalizer. And Rita Doku, in an empty goalpost, failed to get the equalizer for Halifax Queens.
A poor effort there from Rita Doku. Should have buried that one there. But look at a strike there from Kezia, and as you said, a fingertip from Hannah. Getting that. That could have been one of the goal of the, if I should say, month contender. Well, Hannah did well to get a fingertip there. That was traveling.
Players with such vision, that could only be a striker who always has her striking instincts. When it comes to her striking instincts, they are always intact. And that is where she felt that a strike from that level and from that range can afford me a rare opportunity of getting the equalizer for my side. She did her best, but Hannah's fingertip save meant that Oak Ladies are still holding on to the only goal that is scored on the stroke of halftime, and that was Saida to Wahab's goal. But goals can be scored even in milliseconds, and that tells you why Oak Ladies need to be very much proactive up front in getting the goals.
We've not seen Oak Ladies that we saw in the first half, and when they came into the second half, it seems that energy level and the rhythm have gone down a bit on the part of Oak Ladies, allowing Halifax Queens to gather themselves up.
Saida to Wahab with another chance here, but Halifax Queens would clear. If you look at where the ball is and the chance of penalty from the fans, you know what fans are actually capable of doing.
They are going to chant and shout at any opportunity they have, but it's Oak Ladies who are not pulling their strings very well. And the couple of minutes we've seen in the second half, it's as if Halifax Queens are the ones getting on their groove. As I told you, Halifax Queens are capable of turning things around. The one goal for Oak Ladies not enough for them.
Throw into Halifax Queens with just 18 minutes, and that's quite a huge amount when it comes to the time. So much time for goals, not even goal, for goals to be scored
Exactly. So much time for goals to be scored in association football. And Halifax Queens are probing, asking some few questions on the defense of Oak Ladies.
Another attempt from Halifax Queens goes wide, and that means it will be goal kick to Oak Ladies.
Yeah, that was Rita Doku there, fancying that ambition, but this time off target.
Rosina John to Benedicta Asedu. Great run, but Cecilia Aqua that as well to halt that run of Oak Ladies player.
And the first half we saw Oak Ladies pressing and not allowing Halifax Queens to operate, but in the second half we've not seen that pressing nature from Oak Ladies. That is something that they did in the first half which really helped them.
Oak Ladies taking their time here to build and of course string those passes together here, but it goes behind for a throw in. But that is when the referee also says that it is water break at the moment, and as such it means that technical teams would have some few minutes to once again retreat and imbibe into their respective teams what exactly they would want to see on the pitch in the next 15 minutes before the game comes to an end. It is a moment where by and large the message, perhaps depending on what exactly it was during the recess, will be retreated upon. 75 minutes and it's water break. At least you are still hoping to see some area of substitutions coming from both angles.
Yeah, of course, definitely we'll see some substitution from both teams, and with the Halifax Queens, you can see that technical body there trying to map up a strategy. Definitely they'll be looking forward to see Kezia and Rashida and Claudia be joining the attack and make sure they can get something and even cancel the goal that Oak Ladies have scored. Oak Ladies, on the other hand, the direct message is going to be they need to get their second goal, or if possible more goals. The 1 goal lead not enough for them. Halifax Queens are probing, and they are very dangerous anytime they probe. They had one, if not the fingertips of Hannah, would have been a goal that would have cancelled their 1 goal lead. Much is at stake as Oak Ladies look forward to have their first win, whereas Halifax Queens are also looking forward to have a positive, or if possible a decent result back home. They won against Samatex and they were looking forward to see if they can continue with that confidence and rhythm nature. But here they are down by a goal as they face Oak Ladies.
Throw in, it is to Halifax, of which the effect Hannah Boabe manages to get that free kick for Halifax Queens as we head into the last quarter of the game. Faustina Nyami Edu for Halifax Queens. Benedicta Asedu with Gifty Federain in that challenge. Portia Sechua. Portia, she held on way too much on the ball, allowing Halifax Queens to regroup and reclaim possession as they rather try to attack here. Benedicta Asedu that as well there, and comes to the rescue of Oak Ladies. They always, Halifax, no matter how difficult it is, even when they are losing their footing and balance, they always come out with a strike that is always on target.
That is what makes them dangerous, and that's why I always say they have a style that if you take your eyes off them, they will punish you. Halifax Queens.
Oak Ladies go again as they try to double their lead. And Estina Martin loses out once again at a very crucial area, allowing Halifax here with a chance to get equalizer, but Hannah gathers. And Estina Martin needs to be very careful, because where she normally loses the ball in the heart of midfield, just when your team is on the ascendancy, before they can regroup, means your side will be penalized.
Yeah,
Faustina Nyami Edu, Millicent. Seydatu Wahab. So have this array of substitutes coming in order to ensure that the job is well done here. And we are going to see Seydatu Wahab, the goal scorer, being substituted. She would be replaced by Felicity Entry Ajay. And then again, Victoria is also paving the way. So that means that 2 players have been substituted. Felicity Entry Ajay comes in for Seydatu Wahab.
so it means that Mabel Du Mate 2 is coming in, player with the number 9 jersey for Oak Ladies. And I'm sure the message is them to be more direct and make sure they get through.
Halifax Queens here as they search forward. Hannah Gathers says the introduction of Claudia Bosiako Arthur. She has been very, very top notch. She actually has been the spark in the Halifax team so far as the second half is concerned. Millicent sends it back in for Halifax. Evelyn had to double her effort there. Another together ball off the head and foot of Kezia Ajay, Hannah Boabeng. But that graceful touch from Benedicta meant that Oak Ladies would get this possession. Portia Sechiwa. Portia to Beatrice Abebio. But the player of Oak Ladies is down and needs to be attended to with just 8 minutes to end the game. And these are periods, they are actually periods and moments where when you concede, unless you rather would love to double your lead, other than that, if you should concede an equalizer here, you would really have a lot to ponder upon, a lot of retrospections at the end of the day on what could have been.
Yeah, I'm sure Oak Ladies, looking at the time, if they cannot add more goals, then the thing is going to be that they need to protect that 1 goal lead. But Halifax Queens also in the second half have come out, especially with the introduction of Claudia. Oak Ladies have a free kick.
Oak Ladies effect their free kick. Sonia grabs for Halifax in a very swift manner. Claudia nearly had that for Halifax Queens. Millicent to Hannah Boabe, who sent it in. She was hoping to have found Claudia. But Oak Ladies will take their time here. Benedicta gives it away. But then Barbara Mafu makes amend. Offside. Offside against Mabel Do Mate of Oak Ladies.
Yeah, Mabel moved too quickly there to see that two players, but the run from Mabel was too quick.
Oak Ladies Felicity Ajay gives away possession. A handball, a foul ball situation there at a very good position, and that means that Benedicta Asedu, a handball.
Well, Esther, she was lucky there. Benedicta Asedu is already on a yellow card. A different referee would have given her the second yellow card, and that could be red. A deliberate handball from Benedicta. Needs to be careful.
6 minutes more, and Oak Ladies have this free kick to defend, and the Halifax have Kezia Ajay. She really had that vision. Actually,
yeah.
Had it been well executed, it would have been a straight goal for Halifax Queens, because the goalkeeper was nowhere near.
Yeah, the idea from Kezia was there, trying to squeeze that one past the goalkeeper. She noticed the goalkeeper covering the other half of the pole. But the idea good, but the execution is poor.
Another shot there on target by Kezia Ajay. But then Hannah does well to ensure that it doesn't cause any kind of chaos to Oak Ladies. Faustina Nyami Edu loses out as Felicity Enchi Ajay. Felicity Enchi Ajay fails to come out with a shot on target.
Well, I don't know what Felicity was thinking there. Should be more direct on the part of Oak Ladies. But Claudia also couldn't do much, and it's a free kick to Oak Ladies. Evelyn sends in a long one. Had been connected and had been cleared there. The defense of Halifax. Nestina spread a play to Beatrice. Beatrice sends it back to Ernestina. Good play there from Oak Ladies, but this time the pass was too hit there, and Sonia comes out to get that.
So we have the last 4 Navy moments here. Kezia Ajay goes to the ground, but referee says play on, because the referee seemed not to have spotted any challenge or tackle on her. Just when Oak Ladies Mabel Do Mate was trying to arrange her foot, she ended up losing out. And Oak Ladies will try.
Well, last time I'm sure that there's tired legs there on the part of Oak Ladies.
These are some of the players that I was expecting Coach Mesitego to have substituted, rather, the likes of Portia, and then introduce fresh names like Fatih Ibrahim, who could have come in to have at least tried and then get the goal for Oak Ladies. Portia Sechua, the moment is tired.
Very tired.
And the substitute that she introduced have not made any positive impact at all.
Not really seen from the substitution that Oak Ladies did. Felicity and Mabel, not seen much from them. And as we said, substitution there from the Oak Ladies.
And now we've seen Serafina Isnam being introduced for Oak Ladies. Goal kick with 2 minutes plus additional time. So Gifty Adai Wache was the player who paved the way for Isnam to be introduced. Mabel here, but she shrugged off the ball by Cecilia Aqua. Mabel was introduced in the last 10 minutes and she seemed to be tired way more than those who started the game.
Both players, if I should say, Mabel and Felicity, not really done much. They've been brought in just the last 10 minutes and they look more tired than even those who have played almost the 90 minutes of the game. Oak Ladies side.
Outside against Mabel. There is this 80-year-old fan of Accra Hatfield female team. When he saw how Felicity Nchieje failed to have come out with a strike when she was in a very good position, he just had to exclaim, "Oh, Erade." Hatfield here with a chance, Hatfield female team with a chance to have doubled their lead, but it wasn't successful.
Yeah, but this time it came out from the player who just entered in. The name of Serafina Isnam.
And you would say that if you look at the substitutes that have been introduced so far, Serafina in the last 2 minutes have been very great for the Oak Ladies. The 90 minutes is up. And it will be Felicity Nchieje, great control, and Isnam goalkeeper Sonia coming out. And she did so much well when she came out. Sonia, any day, anytime.
Very solid from Sonia. Always the rescue for Halifax Queens.
Isnam here with another shot which is lashed wide. It would be 4 minutes of additional time.
Isnam, a player who came in, she has been, if I should say, had a good moment with having the ball than the other substitute players who came in. Many a times these are some of the tactical switch and substitutions that a technical body needs to be mindful of.
Anywhere will do is the situation now for Oak Ladies as Rosina clears it away to safety. Halifax Queens here. But then you look at how she did so much well there. Felicity Nchieje to shepherd the ball to safety for Oak Ladies.
So far, this is the time I've seen Felicity doing good. And this time not on the attack, but on the defense.
Isnam with a long one in for Oak Ladies. Hannah Boabe. A player of Oak Ladies. Benedicta Asiedu. And this is where she seemed to have picked that knock from a challenge of Claudia Busiako Arthur. Isnam to Mabel Domate. Portia Sechua. Will Portia be able to send in? The strike by Domate is blocked. Faustina Nyami Edu manages to clear the lines for Halifax Queens. The next 50 seconds are crucial.
Yeah, definitely it's going to be crucial, and Oak Ladies are trying to see if they can get the second goal, but Halifax have been very solid with their defensive duties so far. Any moment from now we might see the whistle from the referee ending proceedings here.
30 seconds more for Oak Ladies to hold on and record their first victory in the top tier of women's football in Ghana. Evelyn doing so much well defensively there for Oak Ladies. 10 seconds more. Millicent. Referee halts play as she spots a player of Oak Ladies who needs to be attended to. The 4 minutes of additional time is up. Hannah Boabin for Halifax Queens. And that was offside against Halifax Queens.
Definitely that is going to be the last kick for Halifax.
This kick might possibly be the last of the game, and it would mean that it's all over here at the Pobimant Complex as Oak Ladies managed to find their first win in the top tier of women's football in Ghana. They managed to hold on to a goal that they scored on the stroke of halftime through their clinical finisher, Saidatu Wahab. And that is the goal that Oak Ladies have held on to in as much as the second half they created some chances. It was actually a game of chances, half chances for both teams, as Halifax Queens also had a couple of chances that could have equally had them the equalizer. But by and large, it was the Oak Ladies players who managed to get their first victory of the season. So it ends here at the Pobimant Complex. It's Oak Ladies FC 1, Halifax Queens 0. Thanks so much for joining us this afternoon. And there we go for the second period. Gloria Fosua, and she has Gifty taking her time. She found Ernestina Martin, who loses out, but the captain Rosina John was there to make amends. Has Hasselfolk have this chance to make it the second? A yellow card is the decision from the...
Sonia was the last player. And if the referee gets some communication, we might see a red.
Just must be applied, but sometimes referees have different. As there from Rosina John, a header from Cecilia Aqua, which paved way for Victoria Yabua. Free kick, Saidatu Wahab with another one. This one goes wide.
Relieved to see that one going over the bar. A power drive there.
Hannah Boabin feathers it away, manages to find Halifax Queens there, and captain should stand a chance of leaving here with at least a point. But until then, they are trailing at the moment. Saidatu Wahab here, she scores back. She ran with the ball.
Yeah, from where we look at it, not in an offside position, but
She was even actually, Marfo was rather given away to Halifax Queens. Halifax in the third half of Oak Ladies is struck on shot. It's actually struck so far in the last 20 minutes of the second period. We've had a very exhilarating game where both sides struck on target, and that nearly gave Halifax Queens the equalizer. The vision.
Goal of the, if I should say, month contender.
All right, thank you very much. The match is over and it's been a 1-0 victory. Oak Ladies securing their first golden undiluted point in the competition. It was a tough game against Halifax Queens, who also played quite well, but we did not see that perfection we saw in their last game when Samatex Ladies came visiting. Head coach Dora Zuta joins me for a quick chat. Auntie Dora, thank you very much. Would you say that today's opposition, the team you played against, was much stronger than your last game? Because we didn't see your flair, you didn't open up the game, and your opponent also gave you a very tough time.
Yes, these are very young girls,
Yes.
exhibiting everything with the ball.
Yes.
The game is very difficult, but we lost a lot of chances.
Yeah.
We created a lot of chances,
Yeah.
but we couldn't take it.
Sure.
So I think we're going to work on our finishing. It seems that is our bane.
Yeah.
So work on it and then come back stronger. Yeah.
What do you make of the combination of some experience, especially with the younger players?
Yes, that is the best, because the young ones have to learn
Yeah.
from the experienced ones.
Exactly.
In our team, we have some experienced ones and some younger ones. We are blending them together, and we think in about 1 to 2 months' time, we will be very good. Very good.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Match after match, we see a certain sequence in Halifax Queens. What should we look forward to in your next game?
Now let's go. We are coming out to fight for the 3 points.
Okay.
And that is all.
That is all.
Yeah.
Auntie Dora, thank you very much for giving us a little bit of your time.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So there we had Madame Dora Zuta, and for those of you who remember the good old days of the Black Queens, she was the #1 goalkeeper for the team. Ironically, she played against her own friend and coach Messi Tego Kwaku. I was looking at the two coaches whilst the game was going on, you know, and you all had a very different demeanor attacking the game. What was your plan coming into the game today, regardless of the fact that you were yet to win a point? What was the plan?
Thank you and good afternoon
Yeah.
to my viewers. Like you rightly said, my demeanor was different from that of my opponents. Looking at how far we've come, we started this premiership. This is our maiden edition, yeah.
Exactly.
And looking at the mentality of my players, I still need to push them from the bench. They have not yet been able to find their rhythm since we entered into premiership. So it was my duty, or it is my duty,
Sure.
to make sure that they are doing exactly what we've been training on. So at the end of the day, I need to stand up and continue to push them. It will get to a time what I'm doing will stop, because they will get to understand the terrain of premiership.
Yeah, I see. You have been there before. You've gone through the mill. I asked Dora earlier on, and I would also ask you the importance of the combination of a blend of the old and the young. How important is it?
We all know that the old players are more experienced and the young ones are now picking up. So you need to blend them, blend the old and the new, so that they learn from the old. And the old will also encourage the new ones to be able to fit into the situation in which they are finding themselves.
Okay. Before I let you go, is this the beginning of good things to come.
Absolutely. Even though I'm not too much impressed with the performance of my players, because when you look at our training and that of our game, there is this distinct line. I want to bridge that line so that they will be able to fit in and play to the best of their ability. They can play, but it looks as if the respect for the opponent is too much. They need to understand that they are no more playing in Division 1. They are playing in the Premiership, so they must be able to match them boot for boot. But I believe with time will tell.
Time will tell. Coach, thank you very much. We wish you the very best in subsequent matches.
Right,
thank you. All right, so head coach of Oak Ladies, first 3 points secured, done and dusted. We're looking forward to a more superlative and positive performance from Oak Ladies. It is one of their own who is walking away with the most valuable player award. She's the lady I was calling the Iron Lady, because she's got so much power in those legs of hers. And you saw the free kick that delivered the 3 points. She was the one responsible. First of all, give us your name.
My name is Wahab Seidatu.
Okay, Wahab Seidatu. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Match no neto say.
First of all, the Asidabe Banyame, CBI, and I went to a former team. Tina minim pass mo ba mame. Tina miss my radio mom. Match in the name word. And so determination, hard work. It's minimum bo pepe.
Namu GDS say win the mobile win.
Yeah, we did say 3 points in the Bekofi because a home. Yet me mom befa and I ain't 3 points.
Sure. I see. Okay. But once I'm about home here, I'm going to first 3 points. Matches be wo hono ma mo bebo away. Second, next match say mo ko away. Then the plan no say am points no. See, the
next match away. Yeah, come soft. They come very hard. Because home cry and fun easy. Now away. So say come hard. Near TA coaches, they make it be a. I see. All right. What we need the most valuable player at say. Manager, so say me team me free mu. Say manager say meet me show mu na so me say MVP. Okay. All right. Na me pay last respect mom. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We wish you all the best, and responsible for the first 3 points for Oak Ladies. Now, let's wrap up, and of course 3 golden points to the home team, Oak Ladies. They have announced their presence. Coach Mercy Tegokwaku believes that there's more to come.
As expected, I think they needed this point. This is their first time in the league, so I think they needed this point to boost their morale and then to test waters. And Halifax ladies, they are walking home in a defeat, but they did well in the second half. And so going into the next game, I believe that Mercy Tego was saying it. She was not impressed by the play of her players. Truly, they did not perform that much. They are finishing, they have to work on, and they are defensive. I'm yet to see their goalkeeper maybe in the next game when they play, and then she's tested. We will see whether she has to work on her or she has to do some work on their finishing this afternoon. So 3.4. Oak Ladies, a morale booster. For Halifax, they have to go back to the drawing board, work hard, and come back stronger to face any opponent they will face going into week 4 that they will be playing at home. All right. Nanajo, thank you very much, and thank you out there viewers for giving us a little bit of your time. We came into the comfort of your homes. We brought you nothing but the best when it comes to Women's Premier League by the kind courtesy of Malta Guinness. There's a lot more action to share with you on Monday. Police ladies will be home. Let's take a look at how they shape up in their subsequent games. And obviously, with the rest of the matches, we definitely will be bringing you the snippets that you need to know. From the Pobiman Sports Complex here in Pobiman, Accra, my name is Prince Anan on behalf of the entire technical crew saying thank you very much. We'll see you again. Bye for now.